What's up, everybody? This is CraftedDetox here, and this is actually not an episode. Um, I've been going kind of fast, in the sense of I haven't really, like showed the base. Now that we're actually in the base, we don't really even come up where I'm at right now. So I kind of just wanted to do a catch-up video, maybe I guess that's what you could call it. Kind of walk through the base and show you all the little details that have been done. That way when you have if you let me just slow down here because obviously I'm getting ahead of myself and just rambling like an idiot. Um, if you have feedback about the building part, because I really don't do a lot of the unuseful building on camera. It's you like so basically what you're looking at right now was what I call unuseful building. For the fact that it serves no purpose, it's for decoration. I can show you. You can look at it. You can you can soak in what I've done and put it into your style of building, or you can take over my style of building and move on. However you want to look at it. Um, so it's kind of a way to just kind of go through um, the base, and you can kind of just criticize or compliment or, "Ow, that hurt." Now I'm getting in your face. I mean business. You understand? All right. So that last episode, which this isn't an episode, so I gotta remember that. Last video you saw would have been the tiki bar, and of course, when I didn't feel good. So if I sound a little down or a little blah, that's why. Ignore that. That's done with. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started by using this. Oh, there's Carnage. Using this epic bow that I've got. Yeah, see you later, chicken. Um, so yeah, here we go. This stuff was gonna be moved eventually. That, and what we have over here is gonna be gone. Um, so don't expect that to be there anytime eventually. I've also huge plans for actually out here because I want to use this more. Because I don't want to build it and then just never come back. I want to do like a courtyard or a centerpiece, and then it go that way, and that type of thing. Because um, I feel like I don't have any way to direct myself places, at least from back there. So it'd be a good place to kind of have a center point where people can meet up, or stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm planning on here. As you can see here, I have a nice little fishing pond that has no fish and wood at the bottom. That's probably not good for the wood. Anyway, the purpose of this was because when I originally got on this map, they had this waterfall here, and I was gonna center everything around the waterfall because it's usually good for when you build to find a place, of course, where you want to build, but then find a focus point on what you kind of want to build around. So as you can see, a lot of this stuff was kind of altered when I built, but the waterfall has always stayed the same in the wall that the waterfall was on. So I kind of built this weird, like, I don't really know what you want to call it, honestly, but it was just kind of something fun. And added some character to the build. But then I decided to add the river, and it's just a small little creek, nothing fancy at all. It's basically just a bunch of random squares dug out, and then you finish it off in a small little pond. I did the little arch because when I originally did it, there was no connection, and when I did the pond, I wouldn't have a connection. So I had all these stairs here, and at the end it kind of cut off right here and here, but I wanted to finish it off. I didn't want it just to be dirt, so I ended up making this to kind of finish it off and give it that flow touch, which it really turned out really great, and I actually really like it. With this, it used to all be grass, and at first I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, but then I started looking at the build more, and there was a lot of stone, um, and which is fine, don't get me wrong, but I needed to add color, which is why I added the dark wood, because obviously the stairs are dark wood, and I want to continue that pattern. So that's what I ended up doing, and then I used the regular stone to kind of accent all the natural around, um, along with the stone brick to accent the accents on the wall. So it kind of worked out really nice. Then I grew these trees, and of course they didn't grow perfectly like that. I sculpted them. Um, when I was looking at it after the trees have actually they finally grew, and I sculpted them, I finally was starting to look at it, and I was like, I kind of want a nice thing to focus on when you're looking from here. And the trees were kind of just blah, and they were blocking the focus point behind there. So I decided to make a new one, and it was with an archway that was made from the tree, which is really weird, but at the same time very quirky and catches a lot of people's attention, which I find intriguing. So I kind of went ahead and built this. Also, I added these reeds because there's not really much plants that you can, like up here I use bone meal to make the grass, which is fine and dandy, but there's not really many plants to add to make a creek or hold on, he's not right now. Love you though. But yeah, so I wanted to didn't really have much plants to work with, so I used these to kind of hide the crappiness of the dirt and the that kind of stuff, and I think it works out great. I love the look of it, and it's not really hard to do. Okay, so next thing's next, the stairs. In the first episode, which was really crappy by the way, I hope you don't judge me on that, and wouldn't be surprised if I've lost people because of it, but I said I was going to build up to there, and my original thought actually was to just kind of work my way up. It wasn't this, but then once again, I had the focus point of the waterfall, and I used that throughout this whole entrance build. So what I did was I actually went behind it, and I wrapped around it, and then finally made it up to there, and I think it worked out amazing, and I absolutely love it. It was actually one of my favorite things. Like I said and I don't know what video it was, but this is my favorite view of the front because of just how cool it looks. But yeah, so then I added some plant life. That well, actually, what I want to call sculpted plant life, because this isn't natural. Obviously, I placed it with some nice wooden accent to go around, and I actually had oak logs there, but I decided to go with jungle because when I looked back, there was only the stone look and the wood look, but there was only the dark wood look and the stone. Well, all stone looks is kind of the same, but so I went with the jungle to add a different color, something different when you looked at it, and I think that also looked very nice. This had no purpose, but when you were walking up and it was just all stone, and I didn't want to do all cobblestone because I don't like everything all cobblestone. I like to use a lot of mixture of stones because it makes it have a more ancient, rustic look, and that's how I build. So I decided to actually dig into the wall, make kind of I like to call it a shrine. Not really, it has no purpose, but it's just kind of a fancy looking thing, and it added some depth into the wall, which catches your eye when you walk by, makes it more interesting to walk up. Then you walk up here. Oh yeah, also you add mossy cobblestone. It makes it look older. Everything, blah 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 blah. Personally, if I could replace all torches and hide them, I would. If you remember in the first video, I had torches everywhere, lighting up everything. I now use vines to hide them. Torches are pretty easy to hide with vines because you can put a hole in the wall, and this doesn't even need to be there. I don't even know why that's there. So I use the vines, as you can see there. Also, you got to use the I use the jack-o'-lanterns behind the bushes, or you can use, of course, glowstone lamps, and it works great. You don't see it. It gives off a lot of light. So that's another option you can do. Up here, I needed to add a different type of wood, which is why I went with the birch, obviously, because you can't just, I don't like continuous patterns. At least in the fact of there's got to be at least one thing that's different from everything else to make it pop out, so it's not all the same. And there's got to be eye pieces that catch your eye, and I think this is one of them because look at the stairs. It's just a weird pattern. It works well. It accents everything else, and it continues the flow. And of course, this I just went with cobblestone because it's a small wall. But then you walk up to here, and I make another one like this. I use water in this one. I'm going to use plants in this one. Um, Use the trees. Use the little saplings. They do great as bushes, or as long as you have something that's obviously going to keep them from growing. So I absolutely love it, and this texture pack makes it look great. This texture pack makes a lot of things look great, which is really awesome. And yeah, so that's really that. And of course, vines everywhere. If you're going for an ancient rustic look, add vines everywhere because it makes it look crazy awesome. All right. So, oh yeah, the arch. Arch is kind of a free for all thing. You just do it, and it turns out the way it does. And most every time, it looks decent because it's not meant to look perfect. So I have a lot of holes, from using stairs and half slabs and all sorts of weird stuff, and then eventually would just turn out to something crazy, and that's kind of what happened. Okay, so here these fences are to keep mobs out because they'll sometimes, with the lighting I like to choose, which is the darker lighting. As you can see, there's random lights everywhere, but it's not fully lit up. They will spawn sometimes, and it's kind of just safe to use fences because I hate doors, honestly, and if I could, I wouldn't have these fences here because I like open floor plans. But it keeps you safe, as in if you're walking up and you see a mob, you have a fence there, and you can kind of decide what you want to do from there. So that's how I like to do that. With this room, I wanted to. It was typical, or it was first going to be the entrance to the base until I found out that it was the end of the mountain right there. So I kind of use it as just really, it's a decoration room. It serves no purpose whatsoever, but it makes the inside of the mountain much nicer than a hallway. It's big. My phone's going off because my Spurs lost. Disappointing. Anyway, it's big. It's open. You feel, big and tall when you walk into it. It's kind of spooky. As you can see, I use the lanterns behind the stairs, and I love the look of that. It's really simple to do, and cobblestone stairs are easy to make. But yeah, so I love that. I did it nice. I kept everything symmetrical in this room for the most part. And then I went with all the wood is the same pattern, but I changed up the mossy and the cobble to make it look not as symmetrical, and it all worked out just great. I ended up making these dog, I'm trying to make a video. These weird like torch holders, and if I wish I could make a bigger torch because I think it would make it look so much. Would you please be quiet? I'm trying to make a video. It'd make it look so much better, but I got to go with what I have, and redstone torches are a great way to make it look darker and spookier and much better. And the pattern in the floor, don't forget that. You can do anything with that. That's spooky. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so right here, I have this obstacle course. This has no purpose. It's just fun, especially when you're making videos like this. And of course, I'm on a multiplayer server, which I run. It's not a big server. It's literally my own server that just me and my buddy, and worst case scenario, a couple of other buddies will play on. It's just having fun. So when I have people over, like they're really over, you can mess around on this. Of course, from here it gets harder and harder, and that last one, and then to go back is really hard, actually, surprisingly. But okay, so anyway, that's besides the point. This is the outdoor, kind of the walkway to the actual entrance of the base. I've been messing with this lately. I don't know how I want it to go. In previous videos, you're going to see this is different. I just changed this, just kind of messing around with other ideas, to see what I really, really like, because this was built pretty fast. So, okay. So, I don't know where I left off because I just got interrupted. So, I had to pause the video, but I'm back now. And like I was saying, when you make a patio like this, overhangs, trees, something that sticks out that disrupts the flatness of it, makes it look more vibrant and flowy, and you just need to have it. So like this is an overhang, this is an overhang, and it's not really much, but it adds character to these dogs are gonna die. It adds character to the I don't know what the surroundings, I guess you could say. But here I kind of left it open with the torches and this weird design, because this is really the viewing area. This is where, if it was real life, you would come up and you would, drink your morning coffee type of thing, and you look at the trees and the wildlife and whatnot. Obviously, this is Minecraft, but it's just a fun thing to add to make it a little bit more realistic. And the beauty of Minecraft is it's all squares, and to make something so crazy out of just simple blocks is what makes it so fun to tinker with. Along with this right here, this is just I don't know what I'm doing with it yet. This whole area from like there to here is a work in progress. So I'm not really going to talk about it much, but this I am going to talk about. This is my can I sleep? Maybe one day. This is my I kind of sculpted it myself type of thing. What I did oh, I better sleep for him. Okay, I'll try. Alright, so I'm gonna go sleep real quick and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I went and slept and now it's day, which is nice. But anyway, so what I did here is I used dirt because originally this was just a hill that came down. There would have been no way that the water would have done exactly what it does right now. So what I did is I took dirt and I kind of built up to make of course make this pattern. And I just go a little, like 2 blocks higher every time, or 3 blocks. Like you can see how it I started like 2 here, and then I went like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 or something. And then I just kept doing that, and then eventually, whenever you get the way you like it, you turn all of that pillars into stone. And it kind of makes a weird pattern like such, and then you kind of build the dirt around to make it look a little bit more natural. I then continued on and a little bit later to actually do surround the area with, because it made this pattern by itself. I didn't make this pattern, so I decided to make it kind of like a creek area, or a river, or whatever you want to call it. And all I did was take stone and put it on top of the grass, and then fill in some holes, and you get this natural rock formation that looks pretty sweet in my opinion. Okay, so there's not really much more to say that. I'm going to add vines eventually to make overgrowth, because you can't really add moss or anything, but so that's that. Okay, so now on to pillars. I have another pillar over there. Pillars are a great way to make a dull spot of your base a lot better. Obviously, there's a compressor going off in my house. Obviously, this hides a lot of that crap that's behind there, and it keeps the eye away from the surrounding dirt and stone and pulls it more towards the stone pillar. Same thing with arches and pillars. You just gotta kind of do it, and eventually you're gonna get something that looks really cool and something you really like. As you can see, a lot of stairs, half slabs are usually good. There's so many possibilities with stairs, and that's what makes it so great. We'll move on to this little bar area, employees only. That's maintenance shaft, I guess you can call it. This will be shown in the next video, next episode, because it's been decorated since it was last shown. Obviously, didn't feel good and didn't want to do anymore really. I was tired and everything, but I ended up finishing it. I used the sand, even though this really isn't a sandy area, because it's a tiki bar, and if you're gonna have a store, because this is mainly pointed towards multiplayer, because depending on what you do, this is a trusted, I trust the guys that are on here, so this is just a simple store, where you open it up, grab and go type thing. But since I call it a tiki, I'm gonna obviously go with that type of feel. So sand, torches, like modern concept look. So there's not really much to say with this, because it's not really that complicated. Use half slabs. I use the bar. I use half slabs for the bar. Of course, stairs for the steps. That's all pretty obvious stuff that everybody else knows. It's not bad to add color, especially when you're using a lot of stone. That's why I added the flowers to kind of, use something else besides stone. These are always great for any type of counters. Everybody kind of knows this. This is kind of obvious stuff, so I'm not going to go in depth with it. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but reeds can be put in the water, and it makes them look way more realistic, because in real life, reeds don't grow on the side of the lake. They're at least somewhat in the water. At least from what I've experienced, I've never seen reeds that never touch water. But so it kind of just adds like this, since it's a shoreline, as you can see, it's not the deep part of the lake. It's always nice to add some reeds to make it feel like, that's the end of the lake, and you can walk out in it type of thing. And with the tiki bar, I would assume, at least in real life, you would have people in the water. So I kind of went with that, and I think it looks real nice. And as you can see, I had the stone step pattern, kind of like the obstacle course, but I used it in the water. Just adds a little bit of fun to the game. And when you go to the bar, let's see here, this is just a simple, really simple boating dock, and it's in the half slab somehow, which is crazy. Go on now, get out. Okay, anyway, since I had used more stone, I went with a stone dock instead of a wood dock, but nevertheless, you can use wood slabs with fence posts, but I used, stone slabs with cobblestone walls and fishing pole. You can go fishing. But yeah, there's not really much to explain here. That's pretty self-explanatory. Docks are fun to add, especially if you are like this. If I have the boat, if they come from this way, what? Oh, I'm hungry. I was like, why am I hurting? If they come from this way, they can swim over to the tiki bar or whatnot, because they really don't have a walkway that's up to, this map or this base. So they could, float from there to there and walk around if they wanted to. And of course, there'll be the courtyard there, so it'll kind of lead them to the base. Right now, I just parkour my way over. I added a cat shelter because she doesn't like to get wet. Bless her heart. Actually, just got her. You probably haven't even seen her if you're watching this video, because she's not in the episodes yet. But she scares away the creepers. This is my attempt at a broken bridge. I didn't want to do like a straight on bridge, because everybody does a straight bridge, and I'm not everybody. So I decided to go with a bridge that's it has the feel of falling apart. That's why you see missing stuff. You see the pillars, but you see this one's broken. Different materials. It just looks old, rustic, and falling apart, and I love it. And also, if you come down here, you can see I have another pillar. This pillar's a little bit different than the other one, but all really the same concept, and it all works out usually okay. I'm not going to explain it again, obviously, because I've already explained it over there. Okay, so with this, I use the waterfall as an entrance. Once again, I picked a spot to focus on, and I built around it. Obviously, this waterfall is bigger than the other one, so I split it down the middle and used it as an entrance to my base. I think it also just distracts. That's need to be fixed. Ignore that. It just distracts away from kind of the ugliness of the dirt and the stone, and there's a the nice blue color with the vines coming down. I guess you can name your base if you want to. The Ancient Temple of Detox. Obviously, it's my building style, so that's what I'm going to go with. Once again, redstone torches don't give off a lot of light. Okay, here's my tip for lighting. Especially if you are a underground builder, cave builder, anything like that, it is so easy to hide lighting. As you can see, you don't see any type of torches whatsoever, and I think there's at least 4, or 4, 6, 8 maybe. And these don't really count because they don't really give off light, and they don't count towards mobs, I don't think. But as you can see, I have 4 torches here. Unless you're really looking, you're not going to see those. I have 2 there. Once again, you don't see those at all when you're walking through or when you're walking back because of this. And I think I have 2 back here. So the room has light, but it still has shade spots to where it's kind of dark and gloomy. Another great tip is patterns in the floor, which this one's wrong for some reason. I want to fix that before I forget. Patterns in the floor are a great way to distract people from, if you're not a great builder, in one area. Um, you can use floor patterns to kind of distract away from, the walls, and they can focus on the floor. Or it's just a great distraction because floor patterns aren't hard at all. It's just a bunch of symmetry. But another cool thing is to go outside of the box. Do something that people would never think about, which people may have thought about this, but which is why I kind of use the inch out effect. I don't really know what you want to call it, but it gradually gets bigger and bigger, and it kind of looks like an overhang, and makes you kind of not want to go down there because it looks kind of like a tomb or something. Once again, I use stairs. Stairs are your friends, and it works out nicely. It adds. It doesn't look square at all. And of course it adds weird lines to the walls, and it makes you wonder, and you want to go up and look and see how it's done and everything. So oh boy, this is what I'm talking about. Random mobs. Come here, dog. You don't want to go though. There we go. That's what I thought. All right. So what I did was I would continue the cobblestone pattern, and I try to continue it throughout. Ooh, that was weird. I kind of continue it throughout, and I actually do a pretty good job. I mean, as you can see here, the cobblestone continues and then moves down. The cobblestone continues and moves down. If you've seen the videos, this used to be just the two blocks or two line. I don't know what you want to call it. You just have to watch the video and find out. But I but I used the stairs as a focus point on this one, which I had to create them first. Obviously, they weren't just there. And I added the waterfall because the stairs alone are kind of bland, and there's not much you can do to stairs. So I added the waterfall in the middle to kind of draw away from it, the blandness, and move on into this courtyard area. As you can see, that's not typically what you see in Minecraft. That's not just a bunch of squares. That actually has movement to it, and I think it looks amazing. And it gives off that spooky light, and it's not just a huge bright light that comes down and lights up the whole room. You can see all those shade spots where the light actually doesn't hit. A good tip to get that effect is to actually go instead of dig down and place a light, you dig couple blocks down, and it doesn't give off as much light, but it gives off a nice dim light, and it looks great. I went as far into detail as I could. As you can see, the bottom of this isn't even flat. I used stairs to kind of add movement. If someone were to even look down here, they would see that, hopefully. I added the clocks just because that comes in handy when you live underground. Okay, so this actually I'm not gonna explain because it's not finished yet, and it's in a work in progress, and I can just explain it over here. This hallway, as you can see, I continue the same pattern all the way down. You don't want to have one wall and the other wall, so especially in a hallway. A hallway has to be the same, and it has to catch people's eye and get people interested and want to go down the hallway. As you can see, I would want to go down you want to see what goes at the end. Like, you can tell that goes down somewhere. And I did a funky pattern, what I think an ancient temple pattern, like what would be in a temple, and I think it turned out great. Of course, I would like to either make those torches nicer with item frames or whatever, or I could do fire, or there's so many possibilities of lighting, but when you're poor like I was when I was building this, you kind of just stick to the torches. But anyway, so it kind of continues down, and then I break it off with the stone, and I really like that idea. And then I bring it back, but I use more stone bricks, and I continue the cobblestone down because you got to continue it. And I kind of move down, break the stairs because I don't want to have just like a solid staircase. So I break the stairs, and I come back down, and of course this is not supposed to be here. It'll move eventually, and you got to play the CD. This is my this is my creep people out when they come in CD. And then I have a chest room. Oh, that's loud though. Did it make it stop? Don't stop. Okay. And so Chest rooms. Chest rooms. There's so many. That's still so loud. We'll just, don't worry about it. Chest rooms are a thing that people always either throw in a corner, line up a bunch of chests, and I absolutely despise that personally. I like to have my stuff really organized. I like to have my stuff hidden. I don't like chests really out in the open for the most part. As you can see up there was a bunch of cobblestone chests, but um, if you can make it look somewhat fancy, it's fine. But unorganization is a distraction to me. So as you can see, I use the stairs to hide it, and everything in here is very much organized. I also put the glowstone behind to add a lighting effect, so it's not completely dark in here. And I used the fire with iron, I don't know, iron bars, which always looks amazing. And under here is actually a whole bunch of lights. No one would ever know. I mean, of course, if you play Minecraft, you'd probably guess that there would be lights, but no one would ever know that there's lights under here, and it gives off a lot of light. Once again, always use different blocks. There's three different types of stone in here, and they all go together great. So use that to your advantage to make your stuff look a lot nicer. In here, let's make sure there's no mobs in here. This is a scary place. In here, this effect looks awesome for a nether portal personally, because I think a nether portal is a place that is by itself, is hard to find. I mean, obviously, I need it's attached to a hallway, but if it was in my personal opinion, in real life, and another chest, what is that? Another portal would be by itself hard to find, the center of attention in a temple. So that's what I tried to make it do, or try to get the feel of, which was the open cave, with the rocks kind of hanging down, like a real cave. And then I have ruins, kind of, at least try to get the feel of like ruined buildings. Like there used to be something here, and then the water's seeping down, and obviously that's not natural. I'd put it there, and then all of a sudden you see this big building that's inside a cave, and it's all sorts of. I see that spookiness, all sorts of textures, and you walk in, and it's this nether portal, and the nether portal needs to be the center of attention. And my personal opinion, I don't even show I hate showing the obsidian. I build around it. As you can see, this nether portal looks huge for the fact that I made pillars and all sorts of stuff around it, and I use gravel in the walls, which is very odd. You don't see that very often, but it really does accent the dark wood really nice and goes in with the stone. And then of course you do the stairs like this, and it kind of adds a walkway feel, along with instead of just using flat blocks, and it also adds movement, and it makes Minecraft feel less square. That's the word I'm looking for. And once again, you just use different textures. Don't use all netherrack. And the only reason I use netherrack is because that's when you go into the portal. That's obviously what there is. It kind of describes what the room is and what it's doing. And using the soul sand and the netherrack together, kind of just it adds a little bit more funk to it. So I'm trying to think. That's really all of the base. I would think that I can think of right now. I kind of just wanted to, show you everything in detail, because usually I'm just running through and, rambling my butt off. Whoa. But, yeah, I kind of just wanted to show you the base and kind of explain some of the things I do and why I do them, and hopefully help you guys. Right now I'm just trying to get these videos off because I'm not getting much views. I'm talking to myself right now, but I do it because I love it, and one day someone will find this video and someone will appreciate it and use it, which is why I keep on trucking. And eventually, I know, I'm going to start getting views. I would hope, and so I wanted to throw this out there. I'll probably do these videos every once in a while to keep everybody updated on what's going on, because I do a lot of stuff off camera. And I want to make sure everybody knows, where it's coming from and how it's being built. So expect more of these in the future. and we're gonna call it quits because sun's coming up, and I'm sure I'll go mess around with Carnage. And yeah, don't forget to check his channel out. He better start putting videos up because I sent him a gift at his base, and he needs to do that. But yeah, so once again, if you didn't watch last episode yet, Enchanting Room is coming up next, and right now I'm designing it. I don't have anything really in mind yet, but that is definitely what's next. So be prepared for that, and I hope to see the comments and the likes, and I don't really ask for I mean, I'm not a big I don't really ask for likes. I don't ask for comments. I just ask for feedback. I want to know what I need to change, and what I need to do better to entertain you guys, because the likes will come along once I figure out my true style, and you guys start telling me what you want and everything. So I'm not really worried about that, I guess. But feel free to leave feedback, whether it's a message or it's a comment. And now I'm stuck. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta go do stuff with him. So feel free to leave a comment, and feel free to watch the next video, because it's probably gonna be epic because it's by me. But yeah, that's all the time we have for today, and I will see you guys in the Let's Play series. Peace.